This is going to be the video for you if you keep getting rejected by women and it feels like no matter what you do, you're just not getting the results that you want. And you might even be on self-improvement. So pay attention. So one of the first things that I think is holding men back from getting the results they want with women is the fact that you're just not masculine enough. Understand, guys, that polarity plays a huge role in attraction. And if you're too feminine and she's a feminine woman, you are not going to have that pull. She's not going to be pulled towards you, and there's not going to be that attraction there. So you've got to understand that the more masculine you are, the more feminine she's more inclined to be, and because you're at both opposite ends of the spectrum, there's just going to be a natural pull towards each other. So there's going to be more sexual chemistry and so on. So if you're in an interaction with a woman, maybe you've approached her or you're just talking to her, whatever. If she can feel your masculine presence, she's way more likely to find you attractive. And even if you're not the best looking guy, maybe you're not the most valuable guy, the fact that you're masculine is going to play heavily in your favour, and she's much more likely to want to go on a date with you. And a lot of women probably won't admit this, but they want a masculine man. They want a man who is decisive, who's not emotional, who's not a drama queen, who, he has self-respect, he's confident in himself, he's a natural leader. That is what a woman wants in a man. So if you're perhaps too feminine, you're very submissive. You allow her to make a lot of decisions. You expect her to do a lot of leadership related things. Then yes, you are going to struggle with attraction. The next thing I want to talk about is your emotional frequency. Now, what is an emotional frequency? Well, your emotional frequency is essentially like your emotional state. Let's imagine there's 4 stages. You've got the lowest stage, the bottom one, which is like the low emotions. Then you got the next one up, which is like, it's kind of low, but it's like some positivity there. The third one, it's mostly positive, but you're still not quite where you want to be, but you're on an upward trend. And then you got the 4th stage, which is like you're at peace. You very rarely feel negativity in your life. You're a positive influence and so on. Well, if you're at the bottom end of this spectrum, if your emotions are, most of the things that you feel on the inside are very negative, you've got a lot of shame, you've got a lot of guilt, anger, sadness, all those things. If they're the general thoughts and feelings that you've got going on inside your system, you are going to naturally push people away. This doesn't just apply to women, this applies to people in general, because how you feel on the inside is going to reflect heavily on your body language and the way you come across to people. And if you feel a lot of these emotions, the chances are that you're going to be very nervous, you're going to be very insecure, you're not going to present much confidence within yourself, and this is also going to push women away, because women do want a confident man who is secure in himself. So it's important to do the self-improvement, and you have to get your emotions in check before you think about attracting women. Now, if maybe your mental health's not in a great way, maybe you've got trauma that you perhaps haven't processed properly or you haven't dealt with, anything like that, you should really look at sorting out, because once you deal with these things, you're going to be much more at peace with yourself. And it's that, and peace is the key word here. Be at peace with yourself, because once you're at peace with yourself, you know exactly what you have to offer, and you're not really worried about whether women reject you or not, because you've got that mindset, you are naturally more valuable to women. So work on yourselves emotionally. And obviously once you get to this 4th stage of peace, you, instead of repelling people, instead of pushing people away, you do the opposite. So instead of being a negative influence on others, you're now a positive influence. And because you're a positive influence, people are going to be drawn to you. People are going to want to spend time with you, especially women. And your quality of life is just going to be so much higher because you have that peace, you have that confidence, and so on. And the third thing that is probably holding you back from, getting the results that you want with women is the fact that you take yourself too seriously. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I met a woman and she took herself too seriously, she couldn't take a joke, she was, too focused on having things a certain way, she couldn't take any kind of criticism, she couldn't really, she was unable to like have a laugh, lighten up and have a joke and all those sorts of things. I would just think, what is the point? This person is like too serious. I want to be around a person who I can have fun with, who when I'm around, it's a pleasant experience. I want to be able to make good memories with this person. I don't want to make memories with someone who's just too serious all the time. That they can't lighten up. And women feel the same way. Women don't want a man who's too serious. They want a man who's human, who's genuine, who doesn't try to be something he's not. Especially that's really important. Don't try to be something that you're not, because it's really insecure. Be able to have a laugh, be able to take a joke, be able to make jokes. And this is another thing as well, like, if you're around a woman, don't ask her stupid, boring, surface level questions. In fact, don't even ask her anything. Just have fun. Tease her. Like, you could, I don't know, for example, she might have a particularly strange walk. Make fun of the way she walks. Just a little bit, a bit of light banter, a bit of light teasing. This is way more fun than just being like, thinking so one-dimensional. If you feel like, oh, I've got to apply this strategy now, I've got to ask this question, I've got to do this. No, you don't need to do all that overthinking shit. You just need to have a general goal in mind. What is your intention? What do you want from this woman? Do you want to date her? Do you just want to be friends? Whatever. And then just relax. Just be yourself. Let things be natural. And if things are natural, you're able to just let your guard down. You're able to just let loose. Have a laugh, so on. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Don't take yourself too seriously, because we're all human at the end of the day. And that's the kind of person people want to be around. Think of it like this. Can people relate to someone who is perfect, who always gets things right, and so on? Who is basically like a robot that just always performs no matter what? Or do people relate to people who have a human side, who have flaws and imperfections, who are genuine, who are down to earth, who have that relatability factor? Obviously, people are going to relate to people who are relatable. So be that kind of guy. Be human. Don't be afraid to just be who you are. Embrace the fact that you have flaws. And I'm not saying that like you should live in mediocrity. You should be like, okay, I've got flaws, so I don't need to improve on them. But don't be someone who hides the fact that you do have flaws. It's very important. So, yeah. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say on this video. Probably waffled on a little bit too much. But yeah. So if you guys would like to connect with me more personally, I run a men's self-improvement group on Facebook. Click the link in the description if you're interested in that. So I hope this video was valuable to you. If it was, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. That's all I'm going to say about that. Bye.